Floyd's Mayhem garage. So, been up to quite a bit, but I haven't really been filming a whole lot. So, wanted to do just sort of a follow-up video. Done a couple of these so far. Kind of nice just keep you up to pace on what's happening. Because though I haven't been filming a lot, I've been just doing kind of a lot of oddball little things. A lot has still been happening. So, kind of do a walkthrough here with all my projects. The big one is, we take a look around here, we got quite a bit of snow. So a lot of it is already melted. It's kind of springtime here, so it's the wet, heavy snow. And then a couple warm days afterward. It was kind of chilly today though, but we still melted quite a bit, but still got a good buildup of snow around. So off-road truck, it's been sitting. I of course still want to do my lift kit. I bought the lift kit for it. Get that under there, get some different axles, because I also have the different axles for this I got to do, which my rear axle's sitting out in the field under that truck, so got to pull that apart to put the rear axle in this truck, to then take the front axle, which I have sitting on the bench over there, to put into this truck, so I can put that front axle in this truck when I lift it. So yeah, that's a disaster. But as well, I've got some more projects going on. I've been working on my sister's truck, ran into a little bit of a snag on that. I can't entirely remember what I filmed and what I haven't, and or what I've posted or what I have kind of in video yet. So you might see some repetitive stuff here, but anyways, I have a set of headers for it. My dad put the motor together. This was something he promised her with this truck, and he's just having me help him pretty much, or do it for him. Put the motor in at least. But he built it, put it all together, been buying all the parts, and I'm just installing it. So part of that was the headers, which, I think the headers are already gone. So the shorty headers we had for this truck did not fit. So found a set of actually long tube headers that are specific to an early F-250 four-wheel drive with a narrower frame width. So these were a set of Headman headers. I don't remember the part number offhand, but just got the black shipping primer ones and stripped those down, got them painted silver in this high temp header paint. So gotta get those on, try not to scratch them, and then we'll have to do a heat cycle on the motor here with it, and actually bake the paint on basically. So, but they're still wet. I wanted to give them time to dry, so I just hung them up real high. Was able to park my car underneath still, and yeah, got that going. I've been slowly working on this engine here, getting it looking a little better. This is the 440 out of my crew cab, and this is what's going to be making its way into my Daytona. So I'm getting this dressed up for, looking period correct. I have a date-ish correct intake. It's a 69 intake. I just happen to have it, so I didn't really purposely do that, but I kind of did because it was one of the ones I had. Taken, cleaned up set of valve covers. Had some brackets on here that they're not supposed to have, so I cut those off, cleaning those up. I got the whole thing ready for paint. I've got a valley pan gasket for it with the exhaust crossover delete. Get that going, and then, because I got the transmission back a while back for that, so I need to mate those together, because I got the torque converter as well, and then all that can make its way into the Daytona over here, which is currently a work shelf. But hopefully I can get that on, and then once the motor and transmission's done, this thing will be basically running and driving-ish at that point. I'd like to mock everything else up here, front end wise, and I want to get this thing out for some pictures, because I have yet to have this out, driving or moving. It's going to be just yard driving, because everything's going to be kind of mocked up. But wing, back window, nose cone, I want to go get some pictures of this. This is going to be a wicked cool truck, or wicked cool car, sorry. So I'm looking at the truck here. And then I've been helping a friend of mine work on his car, older guy. He recently purchased this car. Recently, this is a couple months back. 72 Challenger. He had talked to me. He said he'd been looking for one. I actually helped him find this one. So he purchased it. It was a 318 car. Somebody had put a 440 in it. Has an 8 3/4 rear end in it. Automatic 727. And it needs quite a bit of work here and there. The electrical's pretty bad, but big thing was he wanted to do some disc brakes on it. And so I was helping him work on this at his house until he damaged the oil pan trying to jack the car up. You know, mistake a lot of people have made. Unfortunately, he was trying to figure out a good way to fix it, ways to, you know, pull the K-member out, get the motor lifted up, remove the oil pan, all of this kind of in his single car garage that he has. And I told him, I said, you know, why don't we just bring it to my house? We'll pull the motor, because whoever had this initially, let me see if I can get this pulled up here. I mean, at one point in time it could have been cool, but I've never liked this look. It's a yellow car. It was originally a blue car, so I don't know who would paint a blue car yellow to begin with, but that just seems like a real odd combo. And the thing that I don't like, the motor's yellow too. It's got a beautiful set of Mickey Thompson valve covers. These are probably my favorite valve covers out there at all, and they're painted yellow, and they're horrible. I mean, the block, let me see, let me try to get you down in here. See if the lighting's good enough. No, not really. You can kind of see down in there, but the block's yellow, the harmonic balancer's yellow, the whole thing was painted yellow. They did leave the intake aluminum, so that's good, but yellow car, blocked out engine bay, yellow engine. Kind of a goofy setup, so I told him, you know, it's going to be easier just to pull the engine and pull the oil pan off that way, and we can either replace the oil pan or, you know, hammer that one back out and repair it. And I told him, since we have it all out, why don't we paint the motor and clean it up and make it look a little bit more original. And then I suggested this to him, and I kind of left it up to him, and he decided he wanted to do it too. I said, we can paint the engine bay while it's out. He eventually wants to go plum crazy purple on this car, and I think that's where we're going to paint the engine bay while it's out too. So we will get the 440 cleaned up and painted orange, redo the valve covers. I'm going to do them in the black and clean off the fascia surface, and we're going to do the engine bay in plum crazy purple, getting this ready for a whole paint job. So yeah, that's where this one's at. I did help him at his house. It's got a disc brake conversion now, so this has been a big one that I've been working on. It's been a lot of fun, I guess, because even though it's not my car, this happens to be my first e-body that I've worked on, or that I've really done quite a bit of work on, at least. And they're pretty cool, because they're basically the same cars as these. But it's pretty funny. You know, these, to me, in person, look like really big cars, until it's next to a 68 Charger. And this is honestly like a small car compared to that car. It is, I think, 2 feet shorter, you know, ish. Right now the front end's in front, and let me see if I can, yeah, I can make it around this way. Back of the car ends here, and look where the front end of that car is. So that's probably a good solid foot at least. So, because the front end was a little past the Charger, but that one's, you know, that's quite a bit. So, pretty interesting. And then even roof height, you know, when you look at the Charger here, or over there, I guess, to the Challenger, this Challenger's low, it's short, which, you know, they kind of designed these kind of around the idea of being a sort of pony car, and that's where the Trans Am came out of this, for the Trans Am Racing, the TA. So, really cool car. But yeah, I think that about finishes it up. Oh, of course, my new box here as well. Brought this out. A new starter. Power Master. This has a part number on it too, because I guess you can either run a clockable starter or a mini starter. And so I got both. A clockable mini starter. These are less susceptible to heat, or they handle heat better. So this one is a 9606. And from everything I read, this will work beautifully with those headers in this engine bay. So, because this side, there's not really a whole lot of room in here for header clearance plus starter. So the starter being clockable, you can rotate it and get it to fit with the headers, I guess. So that's where I am on this one as well. So that's kind of held me up for just shy of a week now. But yeah, get those headers in, start working on this thing. You know, General Mayhem, still a General Mayhem. Let the weather be nice. I'd like to do some more stuff outside. And we're into our kind of springtime snowstorm time period. So that's where we're at. We'll, I'll keep the videos coming as I make them. And like I said, some of this is probably repetitive in some of the videos that I've made, but, or, you know, that we've made. And it's hard to try to keep up with what I've filmed and what I've put out and what I may have forgotten to film, or if I haven't made like a finish up video. Anyways, you also have to deal with some repetitiveness, but that's where we're at. So that'll finish up this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.